For nearly 30 years, Winnipeg's blues musicians have been gathering at the Times Changed High and Lonesome Club on Sunday nights for Big Dave McLean's legendary Blues Jam Night. It is here that musicians from all ages and all walks of life get their chance on the stage and under the lights to get together and play the blues.
One of the great things about the Jam is the way that it's real community building. Way more so than a Saturday night where a band comes in and plays. They take the stage, people cheer, there's a separation. It's a show. But on the Sunday, something way different happens. These people who come in here are the show. They're the show not just on stage for their few songs. This is their family, this is their moment, this is something that they've been waiting for. They wait for this essentially, they've been waiting all their life, and then they have to wait again each week, and then they have to wait when they get here. And so it's not just that 15 minutes on stage.
The Sunday Night Jam is a place musicians go to learn the ropes. Vince Andrushko cut his teeth at the Jam, and now he has a weekly show at the Garrick Hotel.
Sitting on the fence, waiting for the wind to blow.
It definitely teaches you to be able to go with what's happening. If you don't have the same band all the time, it's going to come across in a different way. Different guys are going to, guys and gals are going to have a different style, and it's going to make you play differently. It's going to keep you on your toes, that's for sure.
Waiting for the wind to blow.
Ian Mill, son of bedside recording studio owner, music producer, engineer, and musician Len Milne, grew up with his father's recording studio in the basement. He's no stranger to music. Len takes his son to the Jam to help him learn to play the drums with other seasoned musicians.
Like the first time I ever went up, I messed up so much because I just didn't know what I was doing. I knew what the beats that I should be doing, and I knew how to follow the music, but just changing into the choruses and verses, I just didn't understand it whatsoever. And then once I started going more and more and watching these people, how they change and how these, I've played with musicians that I've seen go up before, and I just see what they do, and then the past few times that I've gone up, they say that I've done a really good job.
Blues is the foundation of what rock music is, and I think it's very important that a lot of the players from today should learn the foundations of it. It's like you can't write a book if you don't know the alphabet.
Grant Siemens, guitarist for Corb Lund and the Hurtin' Albertans, recalls the first time he worked up the courage to play the Jam.
To this day, I'll always remember the first time I went up and jammed, because Dave let me plug into his amp. And being 16, I didn't know the rules or whatever. And so I plug in and I mess with the knobs or whatever, change the settings. And Dave came running up on stage and said, "Stop messing with my amp or I'll spread your teeth around." And I was like, okay, wow, this is intense. And Dave was kind of standoffish at first, but I think he is. I think you got to prove yourself to Dave. Keep coming and show that this is what you want to do. And then he slowly lets you in.
Drummer Brendan Nagel has been playing with Dave on and off for many years and still comes down on Sundays to sit behind the skins. He still tours with Dave and plays regularly.
One of the things I think that is very valuable about the Times Jam is two Times Changed itself. So if you think about a guy like Billy Gibbons and people like that who show up at the Times unannounced and just because they want to see the place, they've heard about it in part because of the the jam, you know, certainly for other reasons, the chicken toss and other things, and John Scholes himself, but the jam supports all of that, you know, the fact that it is the lasting focal point for jamming in Winnipeg.
Big Dave has spent his life playing the blues. The jam is a way for him to give back what he has learned from his own influences and mentors.
Yeah, Muddy was an amazing person, and his music still just knocks me out every time I listen to it. Robert Johnson's another one. You know, there's a few key guys that I spent a lot of years listening to their stuff. You know, Jimmy Reed, one of the first guys that when I started playing standard tuning guitar, learning how to play a Mississippi shuffle, you know, and Jimmy Reed is the guy all the way, man. He was the godfather of that, you know. He spawned guys like Slim Harpo and Lazy Lester and, you know, a lot of the Texas crowd.
When it comes to dedication, John Scholes has been attending the jam for 20 years, but his level of commitment took a leap when he took over ownership of the club.
I've been coming to the jam at the Times Change Blues Cafe, as it was known then, since April of 1992. So that's almost 23 years, and I pretty much learned how to play music at the jam here. And then I became the person who paid for the jam here. And I think I've been here for somewhere in the neighborhood of, since I've been running the place, about 650 jams. And I've gotten paid for, I'd say, at least 500 of them. So I'm probably the most committed person to the Sunday night jam that there probably has been here. I have made quite a few sacrifices to keep it going for Dave.
Daniel Lemire is a regular at the jam who expresses his art in a different way. He sits at a bench, feverishly putting pencil to paper. He sketches the jammers and offers his drawings to the subjects when they're finished.
So when you're in an atmosphere like that, where people are being creative, then it's very easy for that pencil to flow. And when you see them and they're into the action, you just automatically feel what's going on, and the pencil responds to the feeling as well as the visual. And because it's clean, like you don't have rude music, it's a nice, comfortable flow. Their art comes from a great deal of discipline in music. And then I've given them something of quality because I've received quality from them. And then I feel like I've contributed something to the atmosphere, and I'm not just a bum sucking up the good vibes.
Rockin' Ronnie Lindsay is the host of CKUW's radio show, Blues Day, on Tuesday nights. Ronnie is a pillar of Winnipeg's blues community and a regular at the jam.
Seen someone there from 14 in an early show to all the way up to 60 years old that just pick up the guitar and say, I gotta learn like Big Dave. And they watch Big Dave and they're that much better for it. I don't call it Times Change. Even on my Facebook post, to me it's Times Church. It's a place where I want to hang out with my parishioners, where I want to be with the gathering on a Sunday night. It's a place to be needed. It's Cheers. The Times Change is a lot like Cheers, where everybody knows your name, and it's just a collective, wonderful, warm feeling at Times Change.
Few jam nights anywhere have achieved the history, the following, and the sheer caliber of musicianship that Big Dave McLean's Sunday Night at Times Changed has. Thanks to the unwavering dedication of key people in the blues community, this gem will probably last as long as Big Dave can sing the blues.